The deal was made with the people from Adolph's Circus. And you can look it up, Adolph's Circus. It'll say he's not the real Adolf, but he is. Where the 5 generations that came to America and that are in England would be protected after the war. And there were some other parts of the deal, but it was mainly to protect 5 generations. And then the war would end. Well, I'm hearing that that was a deal made in order to secure someone's crown. Who made the deal? Was it a man or a woman? Was it the queen or a king or a prince or a princess? I'm hearing it was the princess. So I have a feeling that if you think about it correctly, that if God is not directly watching 1, 2, 3, and 4, meaning that they're in some big trouble, and if they don't survive, then, well, that's that. But being that a deal was made and they ended the war through that deal, possibly, these 5 generations have been protected by the federal government. And they've made it look like more than the federal government is protecting them, due to the fact that it's not just one man with a gun when you enter a situation with any of them. Meaning that if they have bought into every dark element of what they added to the deal, fornication, incest, child abuse, and everything that makes it deeper, darker, and more codependent, then they have very evil, wicked elements of what should be a good fidelity in our federal government. And they ensure the destruction of anyone that wants to go against their deal, even if those people go against themselves so severely that they've already gone beyond suicide in more than one way, spiritually and physically. Some of them aren't even the same person anymore. So the violation of the deal lies within the destruction, the wake, and the tyranny of that wake and the destruction are all evidence and signs that they were not abiding by our Constitution and amendments. They were not in any type of standing for an agreement between 2 countries as people that are allowed to make agreements. So where are we at? This isn't a time for excuses. This is a time for a reality check. This isn't a time for people to think, well, I can somehow make this last. Because no, this isn't going to last any longer. The princess has been manipulated into, well, in some ways, not really being the princess anymore. The queen, the same things happened to her. The only one that's left that may be following a different regimen, and that would be Adrian's, possibly, where he's taking hundreds of lives a day, thousands. Let's narrow it down to per person. It could be between 30 or 40 to over 100 people in one single day for one person to survive on these regimens. It's a mix of spinal fluid and genomes and stem cells. And this mix allows for what looks like a miracle. But to be sustained in such despondent, false dominion is to not be yourself at all. That means there is no possible way you have authority. And who is it that you're manipulating under you that's now over you? And if they put them over themselves, then in violation of said constitution or royal decree, royal government, royal English law, you need to start looking into these details immediately, because to arrest someone in our country is a real thing. It can go from muscles to breathing to cardiac arrest. I tell no lies. This means that if you look at it the correct way, if you look at it in your God-given right to establish your dominion and protect your families, right now, if we don't see or hear the truth in a remarkable way, right now is our opportunity to reestablish our lives. Because I heard just now Adrian Watson admit in his embarrassment after peeing himself in front of everybody in the capital of California that Elon Musk made a promise, that he made a promise to destroy everyone that was somehow affiliated by relation or by monetary connection or royal connection, everyone that was involved or related to the individuals that were in World War I and II. Mainly to the evil genocide maniac appears in some false supremacy in World War II. So, and I mentioned his name earlier. Yes, the only way I remember that person is through some French Revolutionary War where he may have done something heroic, and that's the only credit he ever gets in my entire recollection of this person. And the rest of it, I totally despise. There's also conquest spoils that have spoiled Great Britain and America throughout history since those years, 1940s, and then from then on. We're talking about stolen family, priceless family heirlooms. We're talking about riches that can tempt anybody. And the word is that they still have 16 something years before they should even be considered available to who they should belong to. Now, that means that we all fought. We all did something. There were victims, there were oppressors, but at the end of the day, we need to find the truth in this, because let's look at the every aspect of it. Where did the worst criminals come from? I heard that King Arthur's line had some traitors that followed him. I heard that every royal family in most countries, except Africa, had somebody, most countries, had somebody that was a false supremacy traitor who joined that onslaught of genocide and traded on their families and clans and tribes and friends And we're talking about people that have royal blood. And he brought it all together to where when they capitalized in such an evil manner, that they stole from themselves practically, except for some very select individuals. And if you look at it the correct way and go to a more tribal perspective, select tribes, then there are people that are truly in need of help, of aid, of being, of recompense. So I came up with an idea, being that I'm fifth generation, being that I was actually manipulated into the public's view, and I didn't know this until recently, by Matthew Norton, someone who became a horrible rap artist and bestiality monger in this country, and he called himself by the name of a chocolate candy and a little white animal with big ears. And you probably know who I'm talking about. But this guy, I believe he was my uncle, not my brother. I thought he was my brother the entire time. He posed as a younger person. He took our spinal fluid. He made me look older. I believe I just heard that I was actually old or younger than I'm told I am. So I may have been born in 1987. I'm not sure which month. I wasn't listening so clearly. I heard 1987. So that would make me 38. That means they purposefully made me look older. They drowned me after I wouldn't conform to accepting a task of murdering young children for people in the entertainment industry. And it's obvious who they are. I'm sitting in SLE right now in Carmichael that should belong to Johnny Cash, but belongs to someone in that individual's family. Let's just say MJ are his initials. He completely abused and molested me and beat me as a child. He sucked my brain fluid and spinal fluid from my body on a frequent basis. I had my intestines ripped and a samurai sword that came from Japan from a futile era that had a bloodline that was already soaked in blood of in Jesus' name. I do not want to disrespect anybody, but that was shoved through my body. I was lifted off the ground for not making fatal strikes, for making non-fatal strikes. This is what I'm told. And then I was drowned for 8 minutes. All so they could put Matthew Norton in front of people, make him look younger than he was, when he was really my uncle, a fourth generation. And they made me think that I was older, and they told the public I was fourth generation and that he was fifth generation. And they told me I was 40, I'm 42, that I was born in 83. And I was really born in 87. So I want my birth certificate. I want the truth. I want to hear these people that are supposed to be leaders stand up for themselves, because right now our president is in the bloodline of one of those people that turned on their people, King Arthur, and he aided that genocide, and he's being manipulated as we speak with the words that Elon Musk spoke about wiping out every traitor and everyone that helped or was in that person's family line. This has got to stop. People can't just, let's just wipe out a family line. People can't just decide to just kill everyone that they feel is wicked or evil, and not really take a second look at this. At the end of the day, this is running into a place of genocide again, of slavery again. And people don't want to admit that the people that are doing this and lying to us and trading on each other once again are implanting microchips into their body. They're saying that they're going to put these same microchips, but not the good ones, in their slaves in order to identify which faction they belong to. This is the idea they've come up with, and it correlates with AI, what they're calling art intelligence. And it's not art or official, and it's not intelligent. That means that, and I've overheard, that means that they can choose anybody they please that has their microchip and do what they want to them anytime they want to. They can produce children from that person. They can take their genitals, their reproductive organs if they feel jealous. They're talking about stuff that has faded away long ago from eras long past, while we're in a place that should be sound, that should be a place of liberty and freedom, where we should be perpetuating tranquility and peace. And we're not. We're sitting back and we're suffering as we're disposed to this suffering. And it's gone on long enough. Yes, long suffering is real, but we've suffered long enough. We need to come together at some point in time. I need to be able to hold a sign for somebody if someone else says, "Hey son, you're absolutely right. You should have a family and raise one before you're capable of understanding what true leadership is." And let's do this. We are capable of anything if we come together and we do this correctly. We got to stop trying to rob each other. We got to stop trying to falsify information when we see something that we like in someone else's dominion and trying to take it from them, because we're given things for a reason. We are blessed in life for specific reasons so that we can show the rest of our brothers and sisters and the people that may not be that close what type of people we are, and instill the good qualities that we may have in order to make this life better, for those perpetual graces to be real. My name is Randy Chad Lee. It's Sunday, April 5th, 2026. It is 12:43 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. This is my cast for today. I hope that you listen and understand what I'm saying. And in Jesus' name, this is important. Let's not fall for the bribes. Let's not fall for the Bitcoin scandals. Congress is who coins our currency. That's it. I don't understand how we've fallen into such a state of false dominion and piracy, and the next step is complete infidelity. And I promise you, there are some people that feel like they're already there, and they need to be recognized now so that they can make the right choices in order to not feel that way or be that way. Let's not get stabbed in the back by the next person because we don't want to do this the right way. God bless you.